Thanks for stopping by the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice.
So guys, I have been meaning to do this video for a while, so I'm just going to get straight to the point and make this short and sweet. You know, Ralph Pittman, he is currently going through a divorce right now from Drew Sidora. She filed for divorce first. He went right in like immediately around the same time, close to it, and they're currently going through a divorce. And recently, around Memorial Day, he did something very sneaky, because right now he has been allowed, I would say the court ordered, but I would, put it in this way, allowed. He has been allowed to stay in the basement of the home that they have shared, and she has to leave the home every first, third, and fifth weekend of the month, so he's able to come upstairs to spend time with the children. And he has made the basement into his man cave, and she has to deal with the fact that no matter how large the home is, she has to share this space with this man who has not been nice to her. But for the sake of the children, she's been trying to co-parent peacefully and show the children that they can get along. And meanwhile, he's recording her without knowing that she is going to be posted on social media. And people are questioning, oh, are you both really going through a divorce? And he was being sneaky about it. And seeing his behavior, it reminds me a lot of Martell Holt of Love Marriage Huntsville, and some similar things that he had put his ex-wife and mother of his 4 children, Melody Rogers, through. So you guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's just talk about these 2 reality TV bastards, or I mean husbands, who've mastered the art of gaslighting. Ralph Pittman of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, who Drew says has done an amazing job at earning his peach, and Martell Holt of Love and Marriage Huntsville, who I nicknamed Ariane's baby wipe, who is the mother of his last child, who constantly said he did such a great job using his tongue to lick her butt crack all of the time. And I haven't talked about him in a while. So let's just buckle up and get into this real quick. So if you've watched these shows, you already know that Ralph and Martell both have this playbook. They deny, they deflect, and demean. And somehow they always make themselves look like the victim. And it's classic narcissistic behavior. So Ralph Pittman, who is Drew Sidora's hopefully soon legal ex-husband, but going through a divorce, he constantly gaslit her on the show from honestly the first episode of the first season that they appeared, from disappearing for days with no explanation to minimizing her feelings and making her question her reality. So, does that sound familiar? You had him writing a book called The Step in Parenting, because he was a step parent to her son that she had before meeting him, and then he was supposed to be adopting the son, but then backing out of the situation and then treating her like trash and making her, just feel like she's not important, and she is just bolstering things up to be bigger than what they really are. And, just different situations like that to just make her look crazy, accusing her of being in a relationship with a woman, which she has denied, but has never admitted to his cheating. and always wanting to make her look like the guilty party and the bad one. Want to make her look like a bad mother, a bad wife. She's a liar. She's a lesbian. Knowing that even if she cheated on him, and if she cheated on him with a woman, that would be something that would be frowned upon by her mother, because he knows that Drew's mother is heavily into the church, and it wouldn't be something that she would be happy with. It wouldn't be something that she would want to see. And so she's being put out there by him in that way to embarrass her, but still won't admit to his infidelity. And also, if she did cheat on him, even if it was with a woman, if it was with Ty, who's now on Basketball Wives, most of us don't really care, because he's just been a terrible husband. So then you have Martell Holt, who cheated on Melody for years, lied repeatedly, allowed his paramour, like the legal documents called her, but his side piece, his side chick, to bash his, at the time, wife, then ex-wife, and mother of his 4 first children repeatedly all over social media. And, still found ways to blame her for his actions, calling her a cheater. She cheated, then I cheated, which, if that really were the case, then why did he not ever say those things prior to her saying that he has been unfaithful and she did not want to be in that relationship anymore? He never brought that up. When she would confront him about things, he never said, well, you were cheating on me and I got tired of feeling unwanted or whatever. So, no, he never said those things. It was always about the selfishness of, oh, you don't want to do it as much as I want to do it. You don't want to give me head when I want to get head. And just this other just dumb, stupid stuff. People like that should never be in a marriage, because you're for the streets. But both of these males have weaponized confusion. They twist accountability and feed off of control. You remember when she decided that she was actually going to hit the button on the divorce from this clown, and he refused to leave the home. So she left and got another place. She didn't care. Like, he didn't want the furniture to be moved out of the home, so they had to sleep on air mattresses. He didn't care about his children, and he wanted to make her look bad, and he wanted to keep that control over her, to say, well, if you can't keep this thing going that we have, that I have fed off and I have benefited from off all of these years, then you're going to struggle to do it. You're not going to have an easy road ahead of you. And that's why he has not been blessed, because he has been extremely detrimental and, trying to damage her character, damage her livelihood. He wanted to take a piece of her business. So she said, you know what, forget that. I'm dissolving it and I'm just going to start something brand new after I'm done, because I'm not going to allow you to try to feed off of what I have worked hard for, that you did not contribute to whatsoever. So, the pattern, it's not just about bad behavior, it's narcissism. It's about control. It's about ego and manipulation. And sadly, it plays out on national television on these reality shows, where many women recognize these same red flags from their own lives. And that's one of the reasons why Melody had amassed a huge following and fan base. And while Drew may not have obtained the same, because unfortunately she had been bashed pretty much from the very beginning of her being on the show, but you cannot take away her credits. You cannot take away her hard work and her efforts and her talent. She really has that. And unfortunately, because there were people like Shari and others who just were out here swinging on Drew from the very beginning to call her a liar and things like that, Ralph piled on to that unfavorable view of her to try to obtain some sort of favor with some of the fans, but most people don't see it for him at all. Even if they don't really care for Drew, they don't care for him either. He has done some petty things like film scenes with Portia and Shamia and trying to sound concerned about what they have going on. And, oh, I can't believe Drew said that her music is going to help pay for Pilar's college. As if she said that in any sort of negative way, you can't take that negatively. It's like, it's a compliment. Of course, you know, he and Portia would try to twist it to make it seem like it's something that it wasn't. But either way, it wasn't something negative. But he wanted to twist it because, again, he wants to have people look at her as someone who is a terrible person, like he has always, I believe, felt about her, because he met her and in a short period of time married her, and he saw something in her that he felt that he could benefit off of. And I believe the same thing about Martell, Hotel, Arion's baby wife, Holt. He met Melody in college and he saw something in her that he felt would benefit him. So these two just have a lot of nasty, negative ways about them in common. And, you know, as I've watched this season, I have been meaning to talk about this several episodes ago, but I'm just getting around to talking about this now. So guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Are Ralph and Martell cut from the same toxic cloth? I really want to know what you think. So let's get into it in the comment section. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.